Long ago, before he was known as the Swordsaint, there was an elf named Valtherus Valan. He was a warrior of noble blood, a name that once echoed through battlefields, carried by whispers of both reverence and fear. He was destined for greatness, a master of the sword whose only rival was his own ambition. Valtherus had a younger brother, Caelthan, a devoted paladin who fought for justice and righteousness. Together, they were meant to lead House Valan into an era of unmatched power. But their family harbored a dark secret, a curse, ancient and insidious, whispered in their minds, offering strength beyond mortal limits. Valtherus, determined to elevate his house above all others, succumbed to the whispers. The entity behind the voice was unseen, but its power was undeniable. He welcomed it, believing it to be a gift. With his newfound strength, he led his people into war. But what he thought was victory was nothing more than madness. His sword, once a tool of honor, became an instrument of slaughter. He carved a path of destruction, all in the name of what he believed was his destiny. His enemies fell, but so too did the innocent. His greatest betrayal came when his own brother stood against him. Caelthan, horrified by what Valtherus had become, sought to stop him. The two clashed in a battle that shook the land, brother against brother, light against shadow. And in the end, Valtherus struck him down. It was only then, standing over his brother's broken body, that the whispers ceased. The power he had sought abandoned him, and for the first time, he saw the devastation he had wrought. His people lay in ruin. His name, once a symbol of honor, was now cursed. The weight of his sins crushed him, and he could do nothing but walk away from the ruins of his life. He cast away his name, forsaking all that he had been. For centuries he wandered, seeking redemption but finding no solace. He sought forgiveness from the gods, but none would heed his prayers until he found Kizuta. The goddess of light, seeing the torment in his heart, granted him a chance at redemption. He swore his blade to her service, vowing never to wield it in selfish ambition again. Thus, he became the Swordsaint, a nameless warrior who fought only to protect and atone for his past. But the past does not remain buried forever. Unknown to him, Caelthan did not die that day. Broken and near death, he was found by those who served the same darkness that had once whispered to Valtherus. Consumed by despair and betrayal, he turned his back on the light, becoming a dark paladin. For centuries, he hunted those who called themselves righteous, believing justice to be nothing more than a lie. He was no longer the brother of Valtherus. He was now an agent of the very force that had once enslaved his kin. It was only through the intervention of a brave few that Caelthan was freed. The darkness that had consumed him was lifted, but the scars remained. He was a man without purpose, questioning everything he had once believed. He had been betrayed, not just by his brother, but by fate itself. But the tale is not yet over, for the whispers have returned. The entity that once led Valtherus astray was no mere shadow. It was an ancient force known as the Whispering Blade, a spirit bound to cursed weapons, preying on the ambitions of the strong. It had shaped warlords, tyrants, and conquerors throughout history. And now, it has found a new host, a warlord who seeks to undo the balance of light and dark once more. This warlord knows the Swordsaint's true name. He knows the sins buried beneath the centuries, and he will stop at nothing to drag Valtherus back into the abyss. Now the Swordsaint must face the ghosts of his past. He must stand against the force that once claimed him, against the brother he betrayed, and against the whispers that threatened to consume him once more. For the first time in centuries, he may have to speak his true name again. The question is, will he be ready?